So here we want to say what we learned. We say at the beginning, right? There's two parts, right? The theory part, which is the focus of the lectures, right? And the practice part, which is both assignment and some lecture introduction, right? So for the practice part, before it's completely done by assignment, right? We never cover those in class. But now, these 2 years, we also cover the Word, Excel, sometimes a little games, right? A little demo in class, right? So this is the idea, right? So for the theory part, we talked about the history of computing, how to represent numbers, text, images, right? And also how the computer are organized, right? We have those gates, circuits. This one not too much about this. And also we normally we also learn the next is the software part system about the operating system and the file system, right? But this time we don't have much time, right? So we ignored this file system. We only talk about the operating system, right? After this one, normally we'll talk three things together, right? The network, the internet. And at the end, normally we talk about this www. But this time, again, we just ignore those network and the internet, right? Also IP address, something like those. We didn't cover. So practice part, we have this Word, Excel, these three Microsoft suites, right? And then GIMP and a little HTML, right? So in terms of the topics in this order, let's quickly review, right? We first talk about the history of computing, right? And then we talk about this Word and Excel, right? For 2 weeks, something like that. And then we talk about analog and digital data, right? We say those are, what are the truncations, what are the sampling, what are the discretization, several steps, right? Why we need digital or something, right? What are the advantage of digital, right? So digital, when you have the noises, we can somehow restore, right? But if it's analog, we cannot restore, something like that. Then we talk about how to represent numbers, right? We spend almost 3 weeks or something on this, right? Different number systems, hex, decimal, and how they are converted to each other, right? How to divide the base, list the remainder right to right, something like that, right? Or how to group a bit of 4 or 3, something like that. We learned a lot, right, about this one. And then we talk about how to represent text, right? The ASCII table and some running lines, the compression, then half-man encoding, right? Half-man tree, that's the thing. And then this is the test one, right? Actually test one. So here, and then we, actually here, right? So then we do this digital representation of audio. Remember we say audio is the sine wave, right? And Shannon says if the frequency should be double, the frequency is something like that, right? And also we talk about bit depth, right? Bit depth. And then the sampling rate and the bit depth together will generate the bit rate, right? Bit rate, something like that. So this is for audio, right? And the images, we talk about the RGB, right? The RGB. And what else we talk about? We talk about the raster-based, the vector-based, right? One is a geometric shape, one is a real thing, right? We have the pixels, pixelization. What else we talk about? Oh, then we have the index. The color is to compress the raster-based, right? Something like this. And we have the JPG is something, the PNG is something which is lossless, right? The JPG is lossy, something like that. And then we talk about video, right? Video, we only talk about few, right? A small topic, we say there's the compression techniques, right? Is a temporal and the spatial, right? Temporal look at the continuous images, right? There are lots of duplicate things, right? Something like that. Also, we mentioned a little about the variable bit rate, right? VBR, right? Variable bit rate, something like that. Then we talk about the logical gates, right? Logical gates and the circuits, those are basic gates, right? And then how they're put together to create the adders, right? Half adder, full adder, something like that, right? Then we talk about the hardware, right? The RAM, ROM, CPU, the toy program used to be very hard. We remove this time, and we talk about the secondary storage, right? Hard drive, those solid states, the mechanical thing, and also about I/O, right? I/O is some display techniques, right? Something, for example, TN and another one, I cannot remember, IPS or something, right? And yeah, something like that. There's 2 or 3 techniques, or organic LED or something. So then we also say there's a touch screen, right? Touch screen, 2 across, right? One is called the resistive, right? Resistive. Another is a capacitive, right? Something like with a human being conduct the electronic thing, right? Another use physical pressure on the surface, right? You have to press, something like that. Yeah, I think that's, then the whole file system, computer network, those one are just ignored, right? Now we talk about where's the operating system? Okay. Yeah, I think I didn't, yeah. This should be operating system, right? Operating system, we talk about those different process, right? The process, right? Process we mentioned, there are several stages, right? The waiting stage, running stage, and another internal waiting stage or something, right? And then the CPU scheduling, right? First come, first serve, shortlist first or round robin, right? Or something. And then the memory management, right? We have this, we have those the logical address, right? How to map into the physical address, right? The hard part is for the page management, right? Each process has the frame, has the page. Then how to map this to that one, right? Yeah, I think that's one. Remember this one? We say suppose you have a suppose your physical address is 76, right? And the page size is 20, right? So what is this? You have an address and offset tuple, right? Remember how to convert this one? This should be, I think, 3 and 16, right? Right? The way you can look at it this way, right? Here's 20, here's another 20, another 20. This should be somewhere here, right? Here, but then because we always do this P1, P2, P3, P3, so this should be 3, and this offset is 16, right? So somehow. And when you are given this, another question is when you are given this, then you know the frame size, right? How to map into, or you also give the mapping table, right? You say this 3 map to frame 2, right? And what is the physical address? Another question here would be, you may need to know is, the round robin, right? For example, you are given 3 processes, right? P3, that both take some time. So you are given, for example, one take 180, right? 175 or something, right? And then we say we use round robin. Each one, the slice is 40, for example, right? Or 50, right? Then you trace this a little bit. You say, okay, one will, for example, this guy finish, right? We call it the turnaround time, right? What is the turnaround time of this guy? So you just trace a little, right? 40, and another 40, another 40, right? P1, P2, P3, and then P1, P2, P3 again, right? But the trick is, someone finish early, right? When this guy has 40, next round he only needs 35, right? Then he use 35, the next guy, P3, will come also early, right? Be a little careful, it's not always 40, 40, 40, 40. If someone finish early, then we finish early, right? We move another, then he has another 40, right? Something like this. It's a little complicated about this one. Yeah, www and this one. Yeah, I think I just ask you, you may know a few basic tags, right? For example, when we do when you want to generate a bullet point, right? What are the tags that are needed, right? We give you several choices, right? Unordered, ordered, or something. You should know which one you should select, right? Hopefully, Yeah, those are just roughly the same. Let me, I think I'd like to, let's quickly see a few test questions, but you can stop the recording.